Live at local morning radio, coming to you from the studios of Magic Broadcasting on Laird. This is the Kramer Show. This is the Kramer Show. The phone is now open, and the phone operators are standing by. Turn down your radio when you call. Pay attention and be ready to go. 850-233-9988.
I said if you're having the best time of your life right now, let me get it. Yes, sir.
This is Kramer.
Scott Major, hopefully will be calling in here in just a bit. Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. You know, I thought about this yesterday. I wanted to do a show, not a show, an entire show, but maybe half an hour, and just ask the audience a very simple question. What is the amount that you were owed by the insurance company, and what have you gotten from them so far? Just a very simple question, but I would love to get the answer from everybody. What did the insurance company owe you, and so far, how much have you gotten? You don't have to give your name, and I'm not asking you to talk about all your personal stuff, and you don't have to say who you are, or where you're from, or what your address is, or anything like that, but how much have you gotten so far? Because we keep hearing all these incredibly negative stories about people that have gotten very little. And I'm curious as to what the reality with you is. 850-233-9988. 233-9988. If you get on the air today during the 7 o'clock hour and go on with us, we're going to give you a MAGA hat and a Love and Kisses You T-shirt from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. All you got to do is go on the air. 850-233-9988. We're bribing you. I told this the other day. I was sitting there waiting on my hair to get cut. This guy's having a loud conversation on his cell phone, on the speakerphone, and he says that the public adjuster told him that he was going to get him $95,000 more. And anyway, they were having this big, long conversation. And it was not just a little bit of money. And I can tell you from inside sources that a lot of people are being jibbed or being hung out and are waiting on lots of money. Lots of money. And that's residential. On the commercial side, it's even crazier, because it takes longer, and it's even more money. 233-9988. Get on the air today. I'm going to give you a MAGA hat. I'm going to give you a Love and Kisses You T-shirt. Love and Kisses You T-shirt is from our boys at Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. Scott Major should be calling in soon. Let me go to Anonymous. Anonymous, you're on the air. Let's hear it.
Well, so far today, it's 142 with the debris removal, but that's not enough to rebuild what I had. So I guess you got to lose law and ordinance, 25% of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to fight for rebuild, up to code.
So it would cost you how much to actually make you whole?
It'd be probably 175 to 185.
Are they promising you more, or have they just said, nope, you're done?
Supposedly it's closed.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you sign off on it? Closing off? Did you? What do they call it?
I talked to him the other day. I asked about the codes.
So you're owed what? About another 35 to 40K?
Yeah.
Well, have you reached out and thought about getting a lawyer?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you should do that.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, if you're owed that much more money.
Yeah.
Anonymous, I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to get your information so we can hook you up with that that hat and the shirt, okay? Hello? I guess he's gone. 850-233-9988. All you got to do is call and get on the show today. Today's question is, how much money have you gotten so far from the insurance company? And how much would it actually take for you to be made whole? 850-233-9988. Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team, normally on at this point. We'll see if he calls in today. By the way, stormhelpteam.org, their website, and their phone number, 844-800-LAWS. 844-800-LAWS. And by the way, another question that I would like everybody to answer is, how difficult has it been for you to contact the insurance companies? How many of you are, you can answer any of these, how many of you are doing this on your own? How many of you have recently either gotten an attorney like Scott Major or a public adjuster or some other form of help? 850-233-9988. Let me bring you up to date on a story that I've been talking about on the show. And, well, I'll throw it out there. How about that? For months, I've been reading national news stories about the hurricane. And almost in every single one of them, I read somewhere in there about Shelley Summers. Shelley Summers is a woman who has opened up her backyard for people to live in tents that were displaced from the hurricane. She has a makeshift power unit that goes throughout. She's got little power poles, and then she puts extension cords throughout the little community, if you will. Also, someone donated some tents, and they have 20-plus tents in her backyard. And it just started for one day. She goes, you know what? My house is okay. It's okay. I've rebuilt, a lot of it, and it's okay, but I want to help out, and I don't really know what to do. I don't have extra money so much that I can just go give people money, but I do have a backyard. So if there are people that want to live in a tent in my backyard, then you're absolutely welcome to do it. Somebody took her up on the offer. Somebody else heard that person moved into a tent in her backyard. They moved in. Other people started hearing about it, and so people had nowhere else to go and have now moved into this lady's backyard. Every single time a national or state news entity finds out, they do a story on it. And the last one was Vice. And this was on Yahoo News one morning. Google. So they had linked the story to Vice. And so I go over there and I play it on the air, and I watch the video. And the guy's doing a really great job at doing the little documentary, and he's got drones and everything that are going up and filming stuff. And he's talking to her, and she's as sweet as she can be. And they go into the backyard, and they have a couple of tents that are plastic, kind of like vinyl, and they're hard structures. And he opens up the door, and he's like, yeah, I bet these things get, whoa. When the door opens, he's like, man, I can feel that heat. It's like 20 degrees warmer in there. And inside, there's like a TV, a fan, and a cot. And I'm just sitting there watching it going, how in the world is somebody living in that damn hot baking tent? How is that? And none of them have air conditioning. So Rachel and I that's been a conversation that we've had off the air a bunch is about these people that are living out there in the tents and that they don't have AC. Well, without being too specific, there is a place, a business locally that is a national business that we've contacted, and they're interested in helping us maybe get the AC unit so that we can supply everybody there with air conditioning.
A portable AC unit.
Portable AC units. And we talked to him on the phone, the manager of this place, and hopefully soon we will actually be able to reveal who that is, where they're from, and we'll actually be able to take AC units out and give them to these people that are living in the backyard. Folks, it's going to be 102 degrees on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and likely into Tuesday and Wednesday.
Can you imagine what it's going to be inside that hard shell tent?
No. I mean, just think about it.
125.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'd be like a car, man. I mean, it's baking in the sun. And you're also talking all of June, all of July, and all of August that it's going to be that hot. And these people, they don't have anywhere else to go. They're going to be there for a long, long time. And so the gentleman who is a manager of this particular store started going through the logistics of what you would have to do for the condensation that comes out of the AC units and where you would do it and vent it and how you would do it. And he's got one of their engineers on that to try to figure it out so that when we go out there, we're not just dumping a bunch of AC units and saying, hey, see you later, because there's a lot to it. And so I guess that they're trying to figure out how to help everybody to ventilate it and the drainage and all of that stuff. I don't think I've ever been more proud. If we make that happen, that will be one of the golden moments of my 30-year career in radio. I mean, that'll be so great. So cool. And I really hope we get to make that happen very, very soon. I'm really excited about that.
I am too. A way to help out finally.
Yes. I just think of those people that are living back there and their quality of life. It's got to suck. And a lot of them have kids too.
Yeah. In that video, they had the kids running in from school with their backpacks on, running to their tent.
Yeah, it's awful. The only thing she asked them to do is to feed the rabbits that she has. That's it. That's all they got to do.
No drama.
No drama.
And random drug tests.
Yeah, they do some random drug tests, and she will not have any of that. And I do not blame her at all. You're going to live in the backyard. I mean, you can't be smoking crack or being drunk all the time, or you're gone. Mary, welcome to the Kramer Show. Go ahead.
Hi, Kramer.
Hey, Mary.
My insurance company has been really good to me. When with my initial claim, they sent me the first check, and of course it was way low for what I estimated it should be. My father is a contractor, so I have a pretty good idea of how much things cost. So I had walked out and sort of figured a number in my head of what it would cost to fix everything. And what they sent me was like way, way low. So I went down and talked to the representative. I could never get hold of my desk adjusters. So they had a representative in town. I talked to them, and they reevaluated the claim and sent me more money.
Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm very happy with what they have done for me. And the claim is still open because I have a couple of items that have to be given estimates on.
Now, look, the way I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the claim is open until you sign off, until they send you a letter where they're asking you to sign off that you're done, that you'll get nothing, it's over. I forget what that's called, but it's technically open until you sign that.
Well, they've closed it before, and I went on the website, and it was closed, and that was after the first check. And when I went back and talked to the representative, they said, well, we will reopen this claim.
Well, the way I understood
I never signed anything.
The way I understand it is they can close it, and they can say, okay, it's closed, and they basically close your file. I mean, they take your file, open it up, look at it, read it, and close it. So when they do that, they can report that they have closed your file. And the reason that we asked about that was because every time we read a news story, it'll say the insurance cases in the Panhandle, 80% of them have been closed. And what that leads you to believe is that the insurance companies have paid everybody off up to 80% of people and closed their files and everything's all buttoned up. That is very misleading. That is not the case. It's nowhere close to being the case.
That is correct. They could open and close your file several different times. And my understanding is that after the incident of the hurricane, you still have 5 years to make claims.
Yeah, I'm not so up on the time. I maybe up to like 3. I didn't know it was 5. But the reason for that is because if you have water damage and it takes forever for you to get somebody out there, and then you wind up getting mold later, months down the road, then I guess you can open up the insurance claim and file for more or something along those lines. But that's really important. I'm glad you did it on your own, but a lot of people don't have the knowledge that you do. And really, I mean, the average homeowner, you got to think, doesn't know the intricacies of what's going on in their own home.
That is true. But I had a little bit of an in. Like I said, my father was a contractor when I was growing up, and my sister works in insurance. So I had a little bit of background knowledge to go in with.
I'd be so lost right now. Mary, let me put you on hold. We're going to give you a MAGA hat, and we're going to give you a Love and Kisses You T-shirt from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team.
Thank you very much, Kramer, and I enjoy your show.
I love you, Mary. Thank you. Going to go to break. All it takes today is get on the air and answer the very simple question about insurance. And we'll throw a MAGA hat your way, and we'll give you a Love and Kisses You T-shirt all at the same time. 850-233-9988.
Trying to suck less and less every day.
Ooh, you suck.
More of the Kramer Show coming up next on NewsTalk at 101. We have Kramer in the morning.
Average rents have gone up by 14% since October to an average of $1,463. That is the average rent per month here in Bay County. $1,463.
The Kramer Show. Reality radio. On NewsTalk at 101. Finally, a morning show from this century. The Kramer Show is back on NewsTalk at 101.
724. We are awaiting Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. Stormhelpteam.org. Also today, I want to take some phone calls from listeners. I want to know how much money you've gotten from the insurance company versus how much you need to get from the insurance company. Get on the air. We'll give you a MAGA hat, and we'll throw in a Love and Kisses You T-shirt from Major Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. Phone number, 850-233-9988. 850-233-9988. There was a story in, News 13 did a story the other day about a couple in Mexico Beach. And this long story, and it just said that they have been working, fighting the insurance company back and forth and back and forth. They hired 3 different public adjusters. And I guess they were on vacation when the storm blew in. They go home, and there is 4 feet of water inside their home, and everything's just completely destroyed. It's totaled, gone. And since then, they have been working to get the insurance company to do something. Well, their PA got word the other day that the insurance company is going to pay for it all. And I thought, well, that's great. And, both of them, the couple, both of them in the news, were saying, oh my gosh, we're so relieved. And we just want to send a message to everyone that it's a hard, long fight, but it's a fight that you have to have. And she said, we were literally minutes away from just giving up, throwing our hands in the air and saying, hey, screw it, nothing else we can do. And they got word from their PA that they were getting the money, which I'm thankful that they're getting, and they're thankful that they're getting it, I'm sure, absolutely sure. But now, you got to wait for the money, get the money, okay? Then you have to hire people to do the work, which is going to take time. And then you got to wait on them to actually come to do the work, get the supplies. Then, in other words, you're just beginning, although at least you are beginning, but you are just beginning the process. And man, that's just, it's really unfortunate that we are I'm going to pull up the actual counter. I have a counter on our website at newstalk101.com. I don't know if any of you have seen that on the website, but if you go to our website and you just scroll down just a tiny bit, yeah, it has Congress holding the Florida Panhandle hostage since Hurricane Michael, 224 days. 19 hours and 12 minutes. 220 today at noon, 12:30. It'll be 225 days since the storm. And Congress holding the Florida Panhandle hostage. Which, by the way, there's a couple of stories on that I'll get to, both involving Marco Rubio. And you can already sense my extreme cynicism, but we'll definitely talk about that a little bit later on. Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. My friend, good morning.
Hey, pal.
What are you doing?
Not much. How you doing? I'm sorry that the tower by us did not allow effective communication.
Look, that's par for the course at this point. It seems like every other week we're having some kind of problem. I know that WOW was down about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was only here in Panama City and Tampa, I believe, were having issues that day. This morning, I've been talking a little bit to listeners, inviting listeners to call up and get on the air and tell me how much money that they have gotten, or if any, from the insurance companies. And, some people are saying very, very little. Some people say, that they're still owed about another $40,000. Some people are handling it on their own. It's a very interesting process. And it's also very interesting, just the psychology of what people are kind of going through as far as their ability to handle the whole situation by themselves or not.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to handle by yourself. And I understand the nature of the desire to say, hey, I'll just call up. I think I can do it myself. I'm fully capable, and I'll get the insurance company to do what they need to do. And it's an understandable process. And, it's just unfortunate that the insurance company views that oftentimes as weakness. It's amazing that you think that, but they just know that you, and oftentimes, and I'm generalizing because not every insurance company's like this, oftentimes they realize that you don't know some of the technical stuff that's going on. You don't realize, the nuances of what you need to do, and so it plays into their hands. I don't want to be negative or suggest that it's always like this, but, statistics have shown that when, individuals handle their claims on their own, they don't seem to get as much money, and it seems to take longer.
Scott, I'll let you finish your sentiment there in just a bit. Sit tight. Mr. Major's on with us, 850-233-9988.
This is the Kramer Show on Panama City's information station, NewsTalk at 101. This is Kramer.
Oh, Hercules.
What's the word?
NewsTalk at 101.
Scott Major's with us this morning. Scott Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. You call up, you get on the air today. Everybody that gets on the air with Scott today gets a MAGA hat and gets a Love and Kisses You t-shirt. We just got another order of MAGA hats in. I think it was yesterday or the day before. This box, was it the day before? This box was so big. They go, hey, Rachel, you got a package. And it was down in the atrium. And usually the hats come, we order them one little order at a time. This box was massive. We have them everywhere. But Scott, have we sent you a MAGA hat yet?
I have not had the joy of receiving one. I know I'm down on the happy list, but
please, you're at the top. We got to send you one.
I've got 2 set aside for Scott with his name on it.
Okay,
I cannot
good.
Wait.
All right. Well, we're sending it today then. You sent us a bunch of T-shirts. We got another shipment of your shirts, and they're in downstairs. So let's give away some hats. Let's give away some shirts. If you have a legal question, by the way, I guess I should mention that. If you have a legal question, something you want to ask Scott Major, 850-233-9988. 850-233-9988. Who do we got, Rach?
Kim,
you're up with Scott Major. Go ahead.
Hi. Hey, I've got a public adjuster, and I'm in the process. We just
signed paperwork that they wanted to get into mitigation, but they didn't. Public adjuster doesn't feel that that's going to work, and they think we have to go to litigation. In the public adjuster's wording of the letter to the insurance company, they're saying the words bad faith. If that's found to be true in the litigation, does that mean that they pay for the public adjuster, they pay for the lawyer, they pay for all of that?
Okay, if you end up suing in Florida and you're able to succeed, and Florida statute 627 provides you, point 428 is the actual subsection, provides you with the right to recover all of your reasonable attorney's fees from the insurance company. As for your ability to recover public adjuster fees, generally you can't recover those fees except those fees that are occurred or incurred after the insurance company denies your claim. So if the insurance company had denied your claim and then you had hired a public adjuster, then from that point forward it is possible to receive some attorney's fees, but not before. So it's possible. It's not common to receive public adjuster fees, but it is possible depending upon your particular circumstances. But they are right that once you file suit, you will certainly get reasonable attorney's fees and costs if you're successful.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
Have a great day. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Hey, Kim, I want to put you on hold so we can get some information and give you that MAGA hat and the Love and Kisses You t-shirt, okay?
Wonderful, thank you.
Stand by. Let me go to Sandra. Sandra, you're up with Scott Major. Good morning.
Good morning. This is actually about my son's home. He hired a contractor, signed a contract in February, and he got some money from the insurance company. We did hire a PA to go after the insurance company for more. But what my question is, he's had this contractor since February. They put the roof on, and they have done the subfloors. His house was completely gutted. They've done the subfloors, and then they fired the superintendent of the project 2 weeks ago, and then they came from Orlando to talk to us about, getting him a new super. And I have contacted them over 5 times with phone calls, messages, emails, and they still to this day have not contacted us back. So we're basically wanting to know if we can get out of the contract and hire another contractor.
Sure. Thanks for the call. It depends on your contract that you've signed with the vendor, but generally speaking, a vendor who fails to perform can be held to be in breach of the contract, thereby relieving obligations to pay. And your best thing to do is to get another contractor, have that contractor come out and tell you how much it would cost to complete the job, and also to write a letter to the vendor that you've already tried to contact numerous times and document that you're going to have to hire another contractor because they have refused or unwilling to respond to your requests. You have to get your house, your home completed, and any delays will cause much more and substantial damages. And so you're giving them until X day to respond, and then you're hiring a new vendor, and they will be foregoing their ability to recover if they do not respond.
Okay.
And if you have any
great.
questions
Thank you.
about it, sure. Any questions, just dial the 844-800-LAWS number, and we'll happily answer offline more questions or talk to you about your contract if you need.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sandra.
I hope you're enjoying the show.
Let me put you on hold so we can get some info and give you the MAGA hat and the Love and Kisses You t-shirt, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, stand by. Sandra, there you go. Yeah, if you got a legal question, dial it up today. And not only will you get free legal advice, we're going to throw in the MAGA hat and the Love and Kisses You t-shirt.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
This is a great day.
Absolutely. You know what? I wear the MAGA hat all the time. It's so funny because I forget that I forget that I have it on, And is it a conversation starter? I mean, it is crazy. Everywhere I go, you sit down and have breakfast or lunch, and somebody inevitably will come up and mention the hat, and then you get into the political, talk, and you meet people. So funny. All over a hat. So we got to get Scott Major dressed in one. What do you wear to work? You probably wear a suit all the time. Do you ever actually wear a cap or anything like that?
Not when I'm in court, but
not in court.
No, but I could have a suit and a MAGA hat. I mean, I don't think that anybody would object to us wearing a MAGA hat. I mean, that's not controversial at all. I mean, come on, come on.
In your line of work, maybe it would be controversial. I don't know. Seriously, I thought maybe somebody would try to start some crap with me or something. Like if you go to the grocery store, you go to Walmart, everybody's been very cool. Right. Nobody has started anything. The videos online of people getting ice thrown in their face because they got a MAGA hat, tend to make you think it is like this big major controversy. It really doesn't seem to be that way in real life.
Well, that's a good sign.
Let's go to Carol. Carol, you're up with Scott Major. Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Major. I have an insurance question. I'm in litigation with my insurance company with a lawyer in Coconut Grove, Florida. And my insurance company is already taking money out of my account for my new policy that I didn't even tell them I wanted to have. And I haven't gotten a dime from them yet. And it's been in litigation since December.
What do you mean? What do you mean they're taking money out of your policy?
They're taking money out of my account for a new policy, and my house isn't even started. Well, I put the roof on at my cost. I had the back porch rebuilt at my cost. I had the railing rebuilt at my cost, and I have the garage gutted at my cost. I haven't gotten a dime from them yet. And they're already sending me a new policy and taking money out of my account for the premiums.
Well, if you're continuing to have an insurance policy with that company, then obviously if you want to continue coverage, they're going to charge you for the new policy. You don't have to have a new policy. You can cancel your policy or get a different carrier, a different insurance provider if you want. But I'm glad you're in litigation if they're not paying you, because that will inure to your benefit. But you just have to decide whether or not you want to continue with that insurance company, or you either need to shop for a new company or call us and we'll give you some recommendations on who to call to get the best insurance company, the best rates, the best coverages.
Okay. My question is, they haven't even gotten permission from me that I was going to renew my policy.
Yeah, typically the way insurance works is they'll auto-renew you,
right?
Because they don't want to leave you without coverage, because that's inappropriate for the insurance company. It's actually a better sign that they're continuing to insure you than not. What's interesting, and what will be interesting to find out, is why they're not paying you. And I'd be curious to know what your lawyer's position is as to why there's coverage or why they believe the insurance company isn't paying. I don't know how far you're into your litigation, but it's very important.
Well, they sent me an initial check 2 weeks after the storm for $9,000, and the lawyer that I got sent over an adjuster of their own, and he said I had damages up to $25,000. And I have that in writing. The lawyer has it. And then they offered me $8,000 more, and I didn't even... The adjuster told me not to cash that check because dealing with that particular insurance company, when you cash the check, they consider it closed. So I didn't cash the check. I destroyed it. So I told them I'm not taking a penny less than the $25,000 in damage that I have.
Okay, well, depending on your deductibles, you may be entitled to that, but certainly the insurance company is going to have to pay whatever the coverage is, and so hopefully your lawyers will immediately notice the corporate representative for the insurance company's deposition,
right?
So they can call them on the phone, or take it in person and put them under oath and say, please explain to me each and every reason why you didn't pay the $25,000. Usually if they're not paying you, they will write to you under the law and describe the reasons why they're only paying you $8,000 more, or why they're not paying you the total amount. And that can be a very effective tool. And if you don't have that, then I'm sure your lawyers, if they're competent, will make sure they've immediately deposed the field adjuster, the desk level adjuster, the corporate rep for the insurance company, and have sent discovery out, having them, or it's legal paperwork out that says, please, under oath, identify exactly each and every fact, each and every statute, each and every treatise, each and every authoritative source, each and every policy provision that supports your refusal to pay all $25,000, and you can start to hold them accountable, or at least get the appropriate explanation for why they believe they only owed $17,000 and not $25,000.
Right. Also, the policy they sent me looks really sketchy to me, and I was going to copy it and send it to my lawyer and see what they think. But I
think it would be great to have your lawyer review your policy, have them tell you whether they think there's more or less coverage, or better or worse coverage.
Right.
And I always encourage every listener to make sure they have their policy reviewed and to consider new changes that might be helpful to you,
right,
and or to get to somebody you can trust
in the future. Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Hey, Carol,
anytime it helps.
You said that your insurance company, when they pay you something, that that automatically it's closed, or some. That's not the wording you use, but what did you say?
Well, what the adjuster that the lawyer sent up here to me said, with dealing with this particular insurance company, if you sign and cash the check they initially send you, he told me not to cash it.
Because then that would close it technically?
Right.
Is that accurate? I mean, is that something that normally insurance companies have written in there some way, or does it say on the check that they gave her, once you sign this, then it's done?
Well, two answers to that. The first answer is there's a couple of insurance companies out there that on the back of the check, they have phraseology that says, if you sign this, you're accepting this as full and complete payment. Technically against public policy to do that. But the second reason is, and you and I know this, is it has little to do with what is legitimately law. When they write you a first check, they usually close their file so they can report to the OIR, that Office of Insurance Regulation, hey, look, we closed yet another claim. You and I somewhat comically talked about this in like month one, about how they had claimed that 80% of the claims were all closed, and everybody was happy, wearing MAGA hats, singing and eating donuts. And it turned out that was not the case. So they do close a lot of files immediately, to say they're closed. There's also failures of the insured, the people on our side, to make sure that they have followed up with the insurance company and say, thank you very much for your first payment, but my claim isn't closed, and if you closed it, you need to reopen it.
Well, when I did get this check, not only were none of the banks open on this side of town, I had no internet, I had no phone service, I had nothing. I couldn't even contact my local agent because their office was closed and down.
So having these first checks, again, I tell every listener, if it's not a complete and full, payment, you immediately write the insurance company and you tell them that they still owe you money. I had to look at the check in your circumstances. Oftentimes I tell insurance, when you get money, to take that money, cash that money, and write the insurance company and indicate to them that this is not full payment, but you're happy to accept $17,000 and they still owe you $8,000. There might have been a tactical reason why that lawyer did that, but the insurance company has an affirmative obligation to pay you every dollar you're owed under that policy. And, you hopefully, like I said, encourage your lawyer to be extremely aggressive in taking the depositions of all these people and getting them under oath as soon as possible, so that you can find out if there is a valid defense from the insurance company. Let's know it now, not 6 months from now or 8 months from now.
Well, this has been in litigation since December.
Yeah, well, that's pretty soon to file, and I'm assuming that if you're not here in May, I would presume that depositions are being set, or discovery requests, that is, demands for documents, information, and admissions are out. And if they're not, get on the phone with your lawyer and say, when are you deposing the field adjuster? When are you deposing the desk level adjuster? When are you deposing the corporate representative? Because I'd like to know what their position is legally in writing, under oath. And that's the way to do it, is through these tools.
Okay.
Carol, let me get you to hold on, because I want to give you a MAGA hat, and I want to give you a Scott Major Love and Kisses You t-shirt, okay?
And I will proudly wear it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That was a great call. Scott Major on the line, 850-233-9988. More to come next.
You think it, he says it. More Kramer Show, next on NewsTalk 101.
It's NewsTalk at 101. It's the Kramer Show. Scott Major's with us this morning. Scott Major from Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. You got a legal question? Hop on. We're going to throw a MAGA hat your way and also give you a Love and Kisses You t-shirt from the gentleman there at Major Parúas and the Storm Help Team. By the way, their phone number, if you want to get in touch with them off the air, is 844-800-LAWS. 844-800-LAWS. Let's fit in a very quick one. Rick, you're up with Scott Major.
Yes, good morning. Full disclosure up front, Scott Major's company is representing me. So back in October, the insurance company sent out their adjuster, and they gave me a estimate of $82,000. Shortly thereafter, I got a general contractor, hired him here locally, came in and did his estimate at that time for $293,000. I immediately noticed over a $200,000 disparity between the original and the GCs. It was at that point in time that I figured, this is a rodeo that I've never been at, and I don't want to deal with it. Hearing Scott Major on your radio show, I turned to him first for guidance and then hired his firm. I have been paid every dollar from the $293,000 GC estimate, and there is still another $80,000 that went in recently as an addendum to additional damage done to my house. What I found out by having Scott Major's company representing me, or any legal or any other entity representing me, is the insurance company seems to react quicker because they're dealing with the company, and it's been zero stress on me because I haven't dealt with the insurance company at all.
Wow. That, Scott, is an endorsement.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the kind words. It's very, very nice that people that are listening think I'm making a difference in the community. Really, really is very heartwarming.
And that's the other thing, too. Is just
the other part, too, Kramer, is my mortgage company is here locally. Of course, they wanted the check sent to them, endorsed at their company in South Carolina. I held the check. I told them no. My attorney told me to keep it into my possession until they gave me the guidance of what to do with the check. Well, after about a week or 10 days went by, they finally relented, let me take it to the local company. They endorsed it here so I could send it to Major's company for them to endorse it because they were an endorsee on the check, and zero money is being held by my mortgage company. So every dollar is in my bank account for repairs right now.
That is so great. And like you said, I can only imagine how much stress you dodged by having them. I mean, that's the main thing, man. I mean, of course you want the money, but it's the longevity of this issue that just continually is going down. You're kicking that can down the road. So that's awesome news.
I'll admit the 10%. At first you're kind of like 10%, but again, I'm paying him for his services, and it may have been a lot less than 10% that I may have recovered on my own. I'll never know, but at least I didn't have any stress to deal with.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold, Rick. We're going to give you a MAGA hat. We're going to give you the Love and Kisses You shirt.
I already got the T-shirt. I'll take the hat.
Okay, cool. And Scott Major, awesome having you on today. That's a fantastic way to go out and finish the week. 844-800-LAWS to get Scott Major on your side. Both of you.
Thanks so much, man, and thanks for everything you're doing for the community. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you back. Thank you both for the calls. Scott, have a good rest of your day. Rick, hold on one second. We'll be right back. Hour number 3 is coming up. You want to get on the air? 888-233-9988.
This is live at local morning radio. This is Kramer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.